Tea time, tea time. I'm about to hit you with that work, boy. What's up, my dudes? Okay, first things first. This is, again, old MX Bikes gameplay that I did like a year or 2 years ago. I'm not even playing the game right now, but I just got to have some gameplay in the background, okay? And I'm not playing the game mainly for the reasons of what this video is all about here. I don't care how many different ways you try to twist it, turn it, pull it, bop it. You cannot defend paid tracks on MX Bikes. You just can't do it, man. I'm just saying you look like a fool trying to defend micro DLC in a particular kind of game that has never been that way before. This is a new thing that has been introduced with MX Bikes. It wasn't a thing on MX Simulator. It wasn't a thing on Reflex. MX Bikes, you're not special. You're not special. I would say about 90% of these defending paid tracks on MX Bikes comments that I got on my last MX Bikes video, what they're basically getting at here is, it's only $20 for a series, Spencer. It's only $2 or $3 per track, Spencer. What are you, broke, bro? That's like nothing, dude. That's like no money at all, dude. First of all, you idiots. Yeah, it's $20 per series. Yeah, that's for one series. Okay, so it's $20-something for the Supercross series. It's $20-something for the Pro Motocross series. It's $20-something for the MXGP series. And then on top of that, it's $2 or $3 per custom track. You do realize just to be able to race on 1 year of the Pro Supercross tracks, Pro Motocross tracks, MXGP tracks, you're paying for more than what the original game cost. You do realize that, right? And that's just for 1 year. That's the whole thing that y'all boys, it cracks me up. You defend it by trying to say, well, it's not that much money per track, or it's only $20 for a series of tracks. Yeah, do you not know what the trick of micro DLC is? Do you not understand that? That's how they get you. They get you by slowly milking over time. That's literally what microtransactions are. You idiots act like you've never experienced this in a video game before. It's not about what the one track cost. It's not about what the one series cost. It's about what you end up spending on the game little by little when you get 5 years down the road. That's what it's about. So I don't want to hear this, it's only $20 a series, it's only $2 a track, because nobody out there is just going and buying one series. Nobody out there is just going and buying one singular custom track. That's the whole point. I would say that's like the typical experience right there. You would buy the Supercross series, Motocross series, MXGP series. That's 60 plus bucks right there, about 69 bucks right there, okay? And then if you want to even remotely experience custom tracks in the game, you're probably going to end up buying somewhere between 40 and 50 custom tracks. Like I'm saying, you could easily rack up 250 bucks a year on MX Bikes just playing through the normal content in the game. Don't sit here and talk about one series being 20 bucks, bro. For anybody out there that is just thinking about getting into the game, or like me, for instance, I'm just kind of, halfway into the game, halfway not into the game. It's kind of like I go back and forth. I'll play it for a couple months and I'll stop playing it. The paid track thing is just enough to push those kind of people completely away from the game. That's what a lot of y'all boys are not understanding about this, including with the Pro Series in the game, okay? The way MX Simulator does it is the actual better way of doing it, which is you have to pay to race, but you don't have to pay for the Pro replica tracks, okay? You don't have to pay anything for the Pro Supercross tracks, Pro Motocross tracks, MXGP tracks, but you have to pay to race. That makes way more sense to me. Because it's like, the people that are making those pro level tracks in the game, they still can get money from it, from everybody that participates in the racing, but also at the same time for the new players to the game, or the people that are just wanting to get back into the game and check out the new replica Supercross tracks or the new replica Pro Motocross tracks, they can also do that without a paywall. You idiots. That's the perfect way of doing it. That's the best of both worlds. Okay, so let's get down to the real talk of what this actually is, okay? Spency boy, listen, y'all can't fool me, okay? What this is the MX Bikes fanboys just can't admit that there is a major problem with their beloved motocross game. They want to act like there is no problems with MX Bikes. It's the best moto game out there. There can't possibly be a chink in this armor, bro. So, now that there's something as massive as paid tracks in the game, you've got to find a way to twist all that around like it ain't that big of a deal, because you know how big of a deal it actually is. You know how much of a thing that is. That's what's really going on here. That's where all this weird bullshit defense comes from that doesn't make any sense. See, there's always a bigger reason behind it. There's always a alternative motive going on here. And listen, you can miss me with all that, oh my God, Spencer, but it takes so much work to make these tracks, bro. Holy shit, man. Like, you know, I can accept that it's a pain to make the tracks. That's why they have to charge for them. Well, you know, do you not realize the tens of thousands of custom tracks that were made for Reflex and MX Simulator? You don't think that was a pain to make? It's just one of those things, guys. Like, these boys that are making these custom tracks are not the developer of the game. That's what's hilarious. It's like, y'all boys are putting all that money into all these tracks, and it's not even going to developing the game better. That's not even what it's doing. And that's what I'm saying. And you might turn that around and say, but these paid tracks are making more people get into the game, aka more people buying the game. A new player does not want to go in there and spend $40 on the game and then go spend another $100 to get the normal content in the game. They don't want to do that. That is actually limiting new players in the game. I'm just telling you right now, that's not helping anything. It's not helping anything. That is a piss poor excuse to me to say, well, they put in all that work. It's one thing talking about the actual Pro Supercross series or the Pro Motocross replica series. Yeah, I agree. The racing those pro series should be paid. You should have to pay to race to do that. And that pays the track makers, that pays everybody involved on that. But just random custom tracks in the game, no fucking way should that be paid. Okay? Again, when you're neck deep into the game and you have blinders on, because that's the only moto game that exists in your universe, you can't understand what it looks like for everybody else around the game. That's the whole point right there. For all of you boys talking about it's only this much money per series, you're so into the game, the money amount don't mean a damn thing. You'd spend $420 on MX Bikes with a smile on your face. Okay? So you're never going to understand what the fuck we're talking about. This is part of what made MX Simulator and Reflex so amazing, was the fact that you just bought the base version of the game, you know, $40, $30, whatever, right? And then you have thousands and thousands and thousands of free, totally free custom tracks in the game. You don't have to spend a single dollar for the track content in the game. That is literally what made MX Simulator and Reflex the legendary games that they are.